just, when I talk about these podcasts, I talk about my ability to do them, I get really excited about guests, and I get excited about actually communicating with folks that have this zest for life. This like incredible, it doesn't matter what's happened in my life before, I can't wait for the future to happen. And Matthew Lesko is one of these folks that we'll get to talk to today. I was just at a meeting earlier, Matthew, where we were talking, about the future of real estate and the future of, housing. And one of the comments was there is, we can't predict the future. All we can do is deal with it and then go figure out how to make it better. Because so many people get into this, woe is the world's never going to work again. It's never going to be the way it was. We have to go back to the good old days. I was at I don't know, it was a church meeting or something, and one of the ladies at the church, she was like, if we could only just go back to the 50s and go back to the good old days. And I looked at her and I said, the 50s were the good old days? Because if you were to ask my mom, who was, picking cotton and dealing with a whole lot of, racial stuff in the 1950s, I don't think she would tell you that the 50s were the good old days. Right. So it's all relative in perspective. Absolutely. And, some people like to go back to, what time it was that they were, I don't know if they were the most happiest. And I think we have selective memories too. We remember only the good stuff.
Absolutely.
And if it was real bad, I guess we remember it. But for the most of the time, all the complaining that, folks do that I can remember they were doing in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, and they'll go back, the 80s were the good old days. I don't think we thought that when we were going through what we were doing. And so we have Matthew on today. I've asked him to tell his story. I told him he could start back with his mama's womb. But I don't think he's going to go that far back, but he can go wherever he wants. Let us know, and then we're just going to chop it up and have some fun, talk about purpose, talk about what it means to live. I know he's 81 years old. And when I think of people that are in their 80s, I do reverse mortgages when I do one of my mortgage companies, so I deal with seniors all the time. I'm going to be 60 this year, so I guess I'm in that category now. But what a breadth of knowledge that you guys have. So I'm going to go ahead and let you take it. Go ahead and start sharing with us your life, and then we'll just go from there.
We probably will have webcams in the womb, soon anyway, to find out what that.
Absolutely.
I think in our first birth, we were filming it. Yeah. Did I lose you, or are you still there?
No, I'm sorry. I just put you on.
That's okay.
But I'll go back to.
Yeah, no, I like seeing you because I see your reaction. It's like an audience. At least you're an audience. No, I mean I'm a schmuck from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Barely got through school and flunked out of a lot of schools, and not maliciously. I was just entertaining myself. I hated school. And so I felt I had to be the class entertainer. Give me a job to do.
But you got through it, right?
Right. Yeah. And eventually, and then actually, when I finally got out of college by the skin of my teeth, and it was Vietnam, so there was a draft, and I didn't feel like sleeping in the jungle. So I joined the Navy. Clean sheets every night, and that was 3 years, 2 months, and 9 days. And I came back and got an MBA with GI money and started businesses back in the 70s, and actually even had a software company. My MBA is in computers, and I was a computer professor in town here. I had a computer software company I tried to start it that failed. I had a couple of businesses that failed, and that was the best thing that happened to me, because I got out of my head all the stuff everybody put into me that should be doing, and none of it worked. Plus, I wasn't having fun. So it wasn't working, I wasn't having fun. This is a terrible life. And I'm supposed to do this again, because maybe someday I'll have fun and have money, all this kind of, maybe. And I said, that is a crazy way to live. And how can I have fun now? Because success, you can't count on that. It'll happen or not. And so having fun now that's when things started happening differently. And from then on, I just keep digging in myself to bring out what's inside of me, to bring it out. Like here, the clothes I wear now, that's me inside. And so that was really me. So bringing it out makes me feel more comfortable. And also it attracts people because if you like that, I know I'm going to like you. If you think I'm an asshole, we're saving each other lots of time. You know, when I dressed in Armani custom suits or whatever, I was just attracting, I don't know, bankers or something like that. So, but if they could see, people can see who you are, then that's your authenticity that creates more friendship and opens people's hearts. I mean, I walk down the street now and people are telling me, boy, you made me smile. And I think, I have nothing better to do in my life than to go outside and make somebody smile. Wow, I mean, that's a superpower, man.
It is. It is. And what a change you make in people's lives when you do that.
Yeah, I
You
know.
know,
I mean,
because you can make somebody else or have somebody
right,
else smile.
exactly. I mean, what is better? We're all here to help somebody. And the older I get, the other thing I started realizing, this is just recently, last couple of years, is what love is. You know, I never, I don't know, you're 60, I'm 80, you know, so in the 50s and 60s, men never talked to love unless you got married or something. And
Yeah,
that was the only time. That's what I thought. If I said I loved you, I felt I had to marry you, I guess.
Oh.
That's
One chance there.
deep,
Oh my
deep
God.
I go, and now I see it is that, now at 81, I feel that's the only thing I could work on. I mean, you know, guys growing up in our society, everybody wants to get stronger and faster and smarter and all that kind of stuff. At 81, none of that shit's going to get better. But I can love harder. Yeah, I can love better. See, that's one thing I could do forever. And yeah, that's what energizes me. And we have a community now of about 15,000 people where we all help each other get government grants. Because
Okay.
I've been studying this for 50 years and helping
I
rich.
can remember you on a whole bunch of infomercials and
Oh,
TV
yeah.
and that kind of stuff
Right.
for many years.
Uh,
It's exciting to talk to you today,
definitely.
but yeah.
But even before that, that was when I started aiming at consumers. I first aimed at rich people. Because
Oh, did you? Okay.
yeah, millionaires. I was helping Fortune 500 companies get millions of dollars to become billionaires. And I said, gee, I didn't know about these programs growing up in Wilkes-Barre, man. I had no idea. I thought the government was the post office, the IRS or something. That was it. And I saw all these programs that are there for anybody, you know, and I was making billionaires out of these millionaires with these programs. I said, why doesn't everybody in Wilkes-Barre know about this stuff, you know? And they don't, because we don't train people. And we say that we're a capitalist society. We are just part of it as capitalists. Actually, the other part of our society is what I call the free money economy. There's two kinds of
Free money economy.
yeah.
Okay. I like
So we
that.
have the capitalist economy that requires your money, okay? And so that's Google. Google is about the capitalist society. So if you need help, you go to Google and you have to pay people to help you. Okay, now, and that represents, I got a graph here, that represents, capitalists represents 60% of everything in our country is capitalism. But 40% is the free money economy. 40% when you add government offices and nonprofit organizations. They all give money to you. That's what they're there for. But nobody,
What was that little blue triangle?
that's the nonprofit.
Oh,
Yeah.
nonprofits. Okay,
Yeah,
nonprofits.
so government and nonprofit together. And so that's what we don't teach people to do. So what happens is people don't have money and they have to improve their life or they're in financial trouble. And so they go to Google. And everything there is you need money to play that game.
You do.
So
Absolutely.
to get help from, you know, the free money economy, you can't go to Google because you'll never find them. You'll have to go to, you know, anything that's a .gov or a .org. That's the key on the people that are giving you money. And there's a couple of places to start. Let's say you're in the housing stuff. Well, if you go to Find Help, can you go online now? Okay.
Right.
You go findhelp.org. Yeah, that's one of the best places in the free money economy is findhelp.org.
Right. Let's see if I can do.
You put in your zip
Here.
code, yeah, if you got it.
Okay. 249. I'm putting that in there, and I'm going to see if I can even present some of this here, so people can see what we're doing.
Oh, that'd be
All right.
fun, yeah.
Yeah, if I can do it on. We'll go here. Let's do here, and then present. Share screen, and go to entire screen. And boom. I don't know if you can see that now. It jumped up.
There it is, yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
now you put in your zip code and put search.
Search, okay.
Okay. Now, when it comes up on the left-hand side, now let's put in rent. So you're into housing. Let's see, put rent in there. Okay. Where do you live? Okay. You have, is that 54? How many items in there? Up on top.
Where did it go there? I'm going to take this chat off here. And this is 74 here.
Okay,
10 out
so
of
you have
74.
74 nonprofit organizations, part of the free money economy, 74 of them in your zip code that give you money to pay for rent. I mean, nobody knows that. Yeah. And you're in real estate business, so you know about money and real estate.
Yeah, so and when I was in homeless services,
Yeah.
I ran a couple of homeless service organizations, so I knew where most of these were.
Yeah.
But I never went to this site where just findhelp.org it came out really fast.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
74.
This is great.
Yeah.
Holy Ghost Catholic Church provide limited material assistance to people in need of our community. Okay.
See?
Yeah. And so you can find help just about anything
you want. Okay, let's do another thing that you like to do, is people with purpose. Okay, I think that's very important, and I think that is a way to get life better. If you have a purpose, if you could wake up in the morning, that's why I feel so selfish or whatever. I wake every morning, I have something bigger than me to do, and that's just the nicest gift in the world. So how do you do that? Okay, to me, one way is you get trained to do something else than you're doing. Okay, now if you go backspace on that find, so you could go back so we could put a new keyword in there. Okay, let's stop there. Put in job training. Whoops.
Training, all right.
Let's see.
It's coming, okay. There we go.
Put the zip code again. Is that your zip code? Sounds like.
80249.
Okay, put search. Right. Okay, now put job training.
Here is where you want
job training.
Job training?
Yeah.
Okay.
277 organizations.
And it says here there are 77.
No, 277.
Yeah, 277.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And all they do is have money and help for you to have better skills, to get a job or to do a career that you feel important in. So that's what I mean. See, in addition to paying bills, it's really the free money economy has sources of help for you to have a better life. And so you have all these people, the cutlery, you want to be a chef. I always wanted to be a chef. Okay, go for free, get trained to be a chef. And don't go to Google, because Google will have you all these courses that are going to charge you thousands and thousands of dollars, And
because this just has the number, tells me I'm 16 miles away.
Yeah.
It's on Pico Street, and it says, there's with main skills training, interview training, resume development, specialized training, help to find work.
Right.
This is really cool.
I mean, that's what it frustrates me. That's why I have nothing better to do in my life every day than just if it's
To
even
help
one,
people find these things.
yeah, find these things,
Yeah.
and that's so important. And we complain and we go, and you're complaining because you're going to to Google and nobody there is going to help you unless you have money. So you think the world is against you, and here you have 40% of the economy is there to give you free money and help, and but we don't know. And we think it's a scam or whatever. And the rich people,
Sometimes all.
I mean,
Yeah.
you okay? Trump is going to be president now, and who are his best friends right now? Billionaires.
Billionaires that are not thinking that they're not part of the free money economy. I don't.
Well, yes, they are. That's why they know
Yeah.
about it. I mean,
Okay.
Elon Musk now gets $5 billion from the government, and he wants more. So that's why he's
Does he?
Trump's best friend, because he knows he could get an easiest way for him to get another $1 billion is through a government program, not to invent something or provide a service or anything. It's a lot easier to do this, get a law changed, whatever, that the government will do it all for you. And that's why all these people from Silicon Valley are all there, all over Washington now, planting their stakes. 10 years ago, they never knew where Washington was.
Now they're
Right.
How hard is it? Like these are all out here, and I see that they're there, and
Right.
we have all these legal education, that kind of stuff, entertainment. What is this money really hard to get? Because that's what I've always heard is once you start going down the pigeonhole,
Yeah.
by the time you're old, by the time you actually get some money,
That could
unless
be.
you know the right people.
Of course, that's like anything is like that. I mean, it's not going to be easy. Well, first of all, if you try to get a job, what are you going to do? Okay, you're going to call one office and fill out a form and get a job? No. You have to make 100 fucking calls, right? So that's life, yeah. I think what happens is we have this is the government, should be easy. No, it's not. It's going to be just like everything else in life. It's going to be a pain in the ass. But if you want to do it, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. You don't have to get free money to get a new life. Don't do it.
That's true.
They're always holding a gun to your head, but it's there. I mean, that's the important thing, that you can do that. You have that opportunity to do that. And this country gives you that opportunity to do that. But you have to get out of your mind whatever you think about grants, because it's probably wrong. It could be right. I mean, there are grants that are a pain in the ass, and you probably couldn't fill out an application. But 90% of the grants that individuals need are only 2-3 pages, fill in the blanks. The hard part is finding the right office and finding the right application. That's the thing. And that's what takes phone work. You call those, like all those people on the rent or job training, so you're not sure exactly what you want and so the way to find that and refine that is by calling people. So you call the person who goes to, who's maybe doing chefs to train, but you don't want to be a chef, you want to be a caterer. Oh, but see, by talking to them, they are the best place to talk to find out other people doing that. Like me, if I want to know about mortgage banking, I talk to you. You know about mortgage banking, yeah? Well, I go to Google and put in mortgage banking. What do I get? 2 billion websites. I'm not going
absolutely.
Yeah, what am I? That's going to teach me anything. Just give me a bigger problem than I thought I had. But I talk to you, and you'll tell me, hey, well, this is what you want. Well, then I'd concentrate over here, and you'd save me a hell of a lot of time. So that's why all these organizations, these are nonprofit organizations, and they're not people like you that get money for your time. These are people that don't charge for their time because they already got paid. They're not trying to get money from you either, see? And that's why they're more important as a source, because they're working with people like you, trying to do this every day, and they know other people in the business that do this, and their job, they choose a career to help people, as opposed to most of us choose a career to get as much money as we can.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about like the stuff that I spent money on, in the last few years, like when I wrote my book, right? How do I get it published? How do I, and everybody, like you said, as soon as you go in here, I want to self-publish my book.
Yeah.
You pipe in self-publish, and boom, like you said, 5 billion sites come up, and
Right.
everybody. And then as soon as you put your name into one, now everybody's calling you every day,
Right.
all day,
Right.
trying to help you publish their book for like $1 million. Like
Yeah.
now I want to do the audio book.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh, I'm scared to put anything out there because I've been trying to do it, figure it out myself, and everybody's going to want to help me,
Right.
produce my audio book for, I think the one that I even got my book published at said, yeah, we'll publish your audio book or we'll do it for you for $7,000.
Right.
I'm like, well, I haven't made that much money in my book yet to be able to afford to do the audio.
Yeah.
It's kind of that catch-22 that you do.
Yeah,
so.
it is, and that's why to me, see, and a successful audiobook really doesn't depend on the audiobook. It depends on you marketing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the key. So to me, would it be, I would just get somebody, I mean, go to Fiverr and find somebody for $20 an hour that'll edit this for an audiobook. You know how to broadcast, so do it just in your studio there. Do your own audiobook. Screw that.
Yeah.
Have somebody on Fiverr cut it up for you, and now you have 5 hours, hour a whatever the hell you have. And so, and I wouldn't even package it. I would have it a download so that it eliminates the cost. So you put it on the platforms that sell audio downloads. Yeah. And so
Amazon does it, and they don't. I mean, they'll put it up there. They just want to take a portion of every sale.
Exactly, they'll take a bit. Right. So now it says you have to get people to download it. So that's the hardest part. Everything else is easy because it just costs money.
Exactly. Everything's easy. I want to be a world-class podcaster, so we're doing podcasting now.
Right.
Can I find literally government help to help me be a great podcaster?
Yes, and the way you would do that, at least me, now we're all different, you have to market that. You don't need any money to be a podcaster than what you have now, right? So you just need traffic, right? That's how you become a world traffic. Okay, what I would do is to have somebody bounce this off of. So if you go to this website, Americas, 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 a plural, AMER, how do you spell America? AMERICAS, and then SBDC after that. S, small business, SBDC.
Okay.
Dot org.
Okay, so let's jump in here. So let's do America's SBDC. Okay. SBDC.org.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, now put in your zip code, enter your zip code. See it?
Okay.
So you have a podcast. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Okay? So now here's free consultants to help you figure out how to market your podcast. That's all they do. Are there any more behind that, or is that the only one? No, so you have a few. And
there's open people here.
Yeah, there are 5 of them. Okay, yeah. So that's why if one's a pain in the ass, go to another one, or try them all to see what. So and you make an appointment to talk to these people, and tell them what you need help with. That you need marketing help. Now, you're in Colorado. Colorado is pretty good with. I just ran in that Colorado has a program I just read about. They said like $250,000 to buy out your boss.
Really?
Yeah, they're very hip.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're very hip there on entrepreneuring. I said, oh, look at all the things. Oh, wow. Okay, so
It's all the different.
Yeah.
They can go
because see, what you need is traffic. So that means creativity, and not spending on ads, but using social media, to do that. And I mean, that's how I made money. Or if you're selling something, then you could do media, but media where you don't buy money. The way I made so much money in books is I didn't buy any of the ads. I had the ads, I'd get people to run them if they didn't have any other ads. So if they weren't making money on that time, you could run my commercial and I'll give you half the money. So there's ways, yeah, because that's what a bookstore does. They take half the money, to the whoever makes the product. So I said, if you sell it, I'll give you half the money. And that's what.
Well, yeah, because the traffic is, like you said, that's what you need in the marketing side of it. And,
right.
We're in the partnership age where all the affiliate programs and everything else
Exactly.
take advantage of.
Yeah. So that's the way to do it. Or, another way to look at that, because you don't have anything to sell, do you, on your podcast? People are coming to your podcast and they're not selling, and you're not sure how much that is worth if people sign up for your podcast yet, I guess, because you're not selling anything, right?
Yeah, I'm not selling anything other than eventually, coaching and.
Right. Okay. Well, then maybe that's it. Yeah. Well, no. Well, then maybe that's it. So maybe it is worth it, but I wouldn't do it until you know what that's worth. Yeah.
And the classes, I do classes on helping people start podcasts as well.
I see. Oh, well, that's cool. Well, there is a class, right, on that? Mm-hmm. What's the cost of the class?
The class right now is $497 it's for real estate agents and what do you call them? Real estate agents and financial planners and mortgage people.
Well, use that. Sell that, man. That's a product. It's hard to sell a podcast because no, I would do that. I mean, and sell them. So you're looking. Then go to these people and say, okay, I want to have an affiliate program of giving and have them help you set that up, because it may take you a couple $100 or something to have all the stuff for them to advertise to their class. Because you think of anybody who's in real estate or something like that or financial, but hey, they could make maybe $100 or so by getting you customers, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. You bring in people and you get a certain cut of it, and I think that's a really good idea because that way they're driving the traffic to me.
That's what you need. They have traffic. You need sales.
There we go. Kind of marketing 101, right?
Right. Marriage in heaven. Yeah.
Yes, I love it. So what are you doing now that has you so excited about life? And at 81, you're not out on the beach somewhere just sipping Mai Tais and wellness. You're actually... To
me, sitting on the beach, if I need a rest or something like that for a little bit, but that's why I'm terrible on vacation. Just anything like that. But no, it is solving this puzzle. It's every day I have something new I'm thinking about. Like I just found out here, America is the poorest country in all the developed countries. So there are 35 developed countries in America. Okay. We're number one in the percentage of poverty. We're like 17%. I know. That's absurd. How the hell do we get away with that? I know. Exactly. I just don't understand how we get away. We also create more millionaires than anybody else. You think we should take care of the poor folks first.
And we don't have the most people.
Right, exactly.
You think like India or something like that would have...
No, they're all the poor people. This is the millionaires. So we got 24 million millionaires, and China has 6 million, Japan has 3 million or whatever. So we're number one in millionaires, and we're number one in poor people. So we're number one.
So we have a middle class then.
Yeah, right. Where are they? Well, middle class are getting squeezed because the rich are taking more of the pot of the that we're generating. Here's another chart. So it says that this is wages in the last 50 years. That's about when I started 50 years ago. So in 1980 or so, the bottom 90% of us got 70% of all the income. The bottom 90%. The top 10% got 30% of all the income. So this is 1980. Fast forward to 2023, the bottom 90% shrank from 70% to like 55%. And the top 10% grew to about 40 or 50%. Yeah.
40 to 50%. Yeah. Wow. It is squeezing big time.
That's why people are pissed, I feel. You know, you're working your heart out and you're not getting a piece of the pie.
Yeah, and everybody tries to convince you that there's so much pie left, which I guess if you think of economies that there is it's not infinite amount of money, because
Right.
it seems like our government keeps making money,
Right.
but at the same time you go, okay, so how do I get that? Because our education system, I think,
Right.
fails people. You didn't like it.
Right.
I have a doctorate, but I don't know if the doctorate that I have is equal to the amount of money that it costs to get it.
Right.
In as far as the salary, what it allows me to do. In the entrepreneur space, I guess it gives me credibility.
Right.
But if I was working at it as a professor at the university,
Yeah.
it'd take many years
Right.
to pay back what it costs
Exactly.
to go to the school to say that I'm smart. And I'm really not that smart. I just know how to work in the systems. I was. This is a great example. I went to Alabama because I do a civil rights tour for Black men to kind of help them move forward.
Very cool.
We're going to go again at the end of this month. But I guess minimum wage is $7.20 still. I guess that's the national minimum wage, which I don't know how anybody lives on that. But I asked one of the waiters, because they get the tip, they get a wage plus tips.
Right.
And he told me he's making $2.20 an hour. I said, so if you don't get any tips, if you work 40 hours, you get $80. I can't imagine a loaf of bread in Alabama is 25 cents.
Exactly.
It's $30.
Yeah.
So how do you actually live? He says, I don't. I don't have a car. I ride the bike to work.
Yeah.
Or we don't need to do anything. And you ask, how do you get out of that? And we say we're in the land of milk and honey and all the opportunity that's there. But for a lot of Americans, it's really not that. You're from Pennsylvania, and you think of, after all the steel mills closed, and where is where is income in Pennsylvania for most of the people who live there?
Yeah, it changed, and when I graduated from high school back in the '60s, people went and worked on the factories were making equivalent $100,000 a year. To me, it took me a long time before I was making any of that. The factories gave that to people without degrees, the industrial age. But now that's not possible anymore. So that's why it's about new skills that have to get. And they don't advertise them. And that's why showing you what 245 places to get a new skill.
That's where what you talk about on our website, because you have to adapt with the technology age. A lot of the seniors that I have, like yourself, I'm sure you're not using a flip phone. I had to pull the flip phone from my dad, kicking and screaming. A couple of years ago, he finally got an iPhone. But then this is the crazy part. And I don't know if you're like. So I tell my dad, you need to go get an iPhone. Well, I don't want to spend the money on a phone. Well, Dad, if you want to do FaceTime and Facebook and all that kind of stuff, you need to go get an iPhone. So he's the guy who's going to go make a deal. So he gets like the iPhone 6. I'm like, Dad, you're like 85 years old and you're getting a phone that's this big. How are you going to see it?
Right.
So we are still, talking back and forth like, go get another phone. You don't have to pay for it for you. Go get another phone that you can actually see. He's like, well, my thumbs, everybody types with their thumbs and they go put it on that little screen. So he's talking to it.
Right.
So he calls, we got him a little Alexa, that he can talk to and play his songs and stuff. But he calls her Alexica. So half the time he doesn't answer. And it's just so fun to watch him. Try to, he was asking me, I guess one of his friends from church is doing a vacation in New Zealand.
Oh, wow.
And so he texts her in New Zealand, and she texts him right back. And he's trying to figure out, how did the text go around the world to me in 10 seconds? I'm like, Dad, I know you're writing this science, but this thing, speed of light.
Yeah.
So it's just, how does the internet work? It's not on my computer. And I'm like, oh, what's the cloud? And, it's so fun with him. But I'm thinking, like you said, skill sets for people.
Yeah.
How do they, how do you function in our world? Here's a question I have for you. So we have all this social media, and everybody's watching these I guess reels and streams and
Right.
watching a guy skateboard down the street and it's got 10 million views, as he's holding the camera or whatever it is.
Right.
But people watch this all day.
I know.
They have to stop that in order to do something to improve their lives, right?
Right. That's crazy. Well, maybe they'll get rid of TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. Because right now they're on it and you go, well, okay, so you want to get government money or you want to get money and participate in the free economy. Yeah, you can watch these videos for free, but until you change who you are, and that's that, if you're doing 3-4 hours a day of scrolling, you've been in the restaurants where you watch the family unit all on phones and devices, as if the outside world is way more important than people across.
Right.
And so how do you do relationships? How are you doing relationships now with people you're around?
I've been more social than I've ever been in life, just the last couple of years.
Okay.
Yeah, and because I just liked work and family, and that was it. And then we moved downtown in a condominium with 70 units. And I turned into this social animal. I don't know what the hell happened. I throw parties almost a couple times a month. I'll have 2 rock bands out in the driveway, for the whole, condominium setup, and we dance all day and happy hours, all the time. I'll have a Valentine's Day party for all the members. And so, because you live so close to people in apartment buildings, I wanted to get to know them more as individuals. So I don't get in the elevator and look at them, what floor are we on, and be able to talk to people. It's like and to me, we turned it into like a dorm. We have people hanging out all the time. People come for a drink and they'll stay till 2 in the morning. And they're young people too. They're not old farts like me. And I want to know how to keep fitting in. You get people my age or just talking about their 401k or a trip to Alaska or some shit like that. That doesn't interest me. I want to know, how do we help each other? How do people help each other? And you could keep doing that until you die. Yeah, and that's the purpose. I think.
Can we help each other without relationship?
I don't think so.
How important is a relationship?
I think. Well, it depends on what you call a relationship. Do I have to marry you?
No.
But I think,
I'm saying individual connection.
Yeah, but I think
talked about love earlier.
That my son works with the Surgeon General, and they're working on community. That's what they're trying to do, is get people. We have loneliness problems in our country, and that's a big disease almost. People are lonely. So how do we have a community for people that allows people to interact together and be part of a community, to feel more comfortable in life? Loneliness, is a disease.
Well, and I think people are lonelier and lonelier because we have this on social media.
Right.
We see the best of everybody's life.
Right.
We don't see the downside, right? And so we compare ourselves with all this great stuff that's happening, and we don't have any friends.
Right.
Because all we're doing is watching people's best life. And I think even our younger people are lonelier than even sort of living alone, that have, at least have somebody who can call on the phone.
Right.
And, talk about themselves.
Right.
Because I think that's what we're missing, right? You don't get to talk too much unless you just get on social media and tell everybody who you are. Right. But then nobody's interacting with you.
Exactly.
There's no.
No, that's what I felt here. The 70, so we got everybody in a big cocoon that we could just interact with each other more. And what kind of party could I have to open the doors for that to happen?
In your chart that you showed us, where we're squeezing out where the people, do you think our folks that are making the amount of money, the 40% that are now making, most of the money in our country, do you think they have better relationships than our poverty folks?
Absolutely not.
Or do you think it's all?
Absolutely not.
Nah, okay.
Yeah.
So
I could see that. I only said it for myself. Okay, walk around like I do with question marks and everything. I go into a high-income neighborhood. People will pretend they don't see me. They don't know what to say. I go into a low-income neighborhood. I feel like the Pope. Everybody's so excited. They don't know me, but just they they wear their heart out more. They're more open. Rich people are more afraid to show themselves. That's why when I started going from helping business people, when I'd give seminars like a Procter and Gamble and all these Fortune 500 companies, I couldn't get anybody to laugh, you know. And it took me weeks later to see they would not show them their emotions in front of their, you know,
Yeah.
people they work with. They're afraid to
Yeah.
show that. But I go speak in the library, man, I got them laughing on the floor, you know, and they're just not afraid. Yeah, right. So I think that is true. The higher the income. I know I belonged to a fancy country club. I was a golfer as a young person. I had a chance to belong to this fancy country club, probably just to show off to my father. And and the people there, I mean, they just don't even recognize me at all, except the staff, the people waiting, and I mean, they did. Unless their kid comes to town in the club and they see the question mark guy. Oh, Dad, I want to make the. So this guy, who's another member, who hasn't said boo to me in 30 years I was there, even naked in the shower with him, and never said anything to me. And now his kid wants to meet me, and he pretends he's my best friend.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
That's fun.
Oh, that is. It's amazing how people react.
Right.
When you have a name or something, well, you know, they won't even give you the time of day until
right.
they meet someone. When you think of serving others, you know, has that been the joy of your life, your ability to go out and help other people?
Absolutely. That's the best part of my life. It makes my life worth living. Yeah.
I say the prayer every day, dear Lord, give me, you know, the wisdom to do the thing that pleases you and serves others.
Yeah.
Because I truly believe if you're going to be happy or joyful in this life, you have to find a way to serve others.
Absolutely.
You know, any of the coaching that I do, I say, I want you to become the person that you need to be in order to do what God put you on this earth to do, so purpose in a way that serves others. Because as long as you're just being selfish, as long as you are just trying to do it all for you, you can't. I don't think it's set up that way where you can have true joy and happiness unless you're helping your fellow.
That's like empty calories.
Yeah. It is. It is. And so when I talk to people about purpose, what purpose are you? What is your purpose in life if it's not serving other folks in some way? You can make money at it. I'm not saying don't make money at it.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think that's the ideal life. You find out what is your talent that you could give to other people, and figure out how to make a living doing it.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And you've pretty much been able to do that, right, over your
last
few years of
so
doing this.
Fortunate, and that's what failing at everything else first. And so I love acting crazy, and now I get lots of money for it. Before I used to just get thrown out of school for it.
Wow. Now you get to go out and do exactly what you. Yeah. What were some, like, is your purpose, has it changed, or is it just kind of evolved?
I don't know. I don't think of it. I'm not that smart to think of it or plan, but as I grow older, the important thing I try to keep remembering is that your heart is smarter than your brain.
I like that.
Yeah. Because you have to listen. I mean, you got to have a brain to think so you don't go off a cliff or some stupid shit. But we try to be so smart and get expert advice, and nobody can tell you what to do. Your heart tells you what you should be doing.
And then you need to follow your heart, right?
Right.
You can't just,
exactly.
try to logically think your way out of something.
Exactly. No.
Which I think so many people try to do all the time.
Well, you get advice. See, you want advice. And there are people that are going to tell you, don't do that because you're going to fail. But if you really want to do it, what? Oh, yeah, you get beat up on that. Oh, sure. What? Oh, yeah, you get beat up on that. Oh, sure, of course. Yeah. Keep your heart open because they'll tell you how dumb you are, too.
Yeah, exactly. Because, at some point you realize this was a dumb idea. I probably shouldn't do this.
Well,
and
probably
do something that you really want to do, right?
And I would think that it's something you forced yourself to do because you saw it somewhere in the movie or something. You're gonna do
Yeah,
it.
like
Ooh,
that
toasty.
electricity on a towel with water might not be the best idea.
Yeah, you're gonna be cooking hot dogs. That's
Oh my gosh, I can imagine falling asleep on the electric blanket when you're in the beach and on your
Yeah.
towel trying to dry yourself off. The other one was magnetic for confetti.
Oh.
It'd also be easy for people to clean it up.
Oh, that's
Sticks on everything that's metal. You gotta say, yeah, because if it's an actual confetti,
Right.
the car drives by, does that mean
Right.
it's a confetti card when it
Right.
drives by? So, but that's where ideas start, right? You have to
Yeah.
have ideas. You have to put them out there.
Absolutely, and get out there and fail. Yeah.
Yeah, get out there and film. So I have a question. I just saw this. I was going to ask you where you did with this suit that I just saw a picture of.
Oh, don't know. Somebody's selling my book somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, well, this is you, right?
Oh, yeah,
So
that's
this
me.
girl-
That's about 20,
and you
30
have
years
the
ago.
blue suit on
Absolutely.
here. So
Yeah.
do you keep all those suits from your days?
No, I thin the herd out every now and then.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
So you have to have those specially made. I mean, you
Yeah.
don't go to like Target and buy your
No.
wardrobe, right?
But I get it in Vietnam. The same people who were trying to kill me 50 years ago now are making
Oh
my
my
suits.
God. Y'all making suits.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
But if people are looking for me, don't look for books. Find letsgohelp.com.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's good.
that's
Okay.
that's where to find me. Yeah.
Yeah, and somebody else's. I don't even know that this is on. That I just found the book. But yeah, somebody's
Yeah.
thrift books. That's what the bookstore, I guess.
Yeah.
Trying to sell your book for on free money for $6.59. They only got 7 left. So yeah.
He's got 7 of those?
Your spike. You can
Yeah.
actually get it.
That's 7 more than I have.
Well, this one had this side here. I'll show you this one. This one's got all kind of.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Wow.
you're super popular
Yeah,
on this side.
they're all. I mean, they all have to be 20 years or more old.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's so cool that you've been able to help. How many people do you think have been able to take your information? Do you have any idea and actually get government money?
No, I mean, I sold 4 million books. I don't think a whole lot of people did anything. Sort of like diet books, you know. People get a diet book and they don't lose weight. But now on the service, the community we have, lots of people. We got thousands of people, even testimonials like that, just in a short time, and because they're helping each other do this, and so they don't have to read anything. They just, hey, I did this, you could do it too. Here's how to do it, and where people are helping other people get the money.
Well, that is so good. And how much money does the government have to give out?
It's about $4 to $5 trillion every year. And cash that gives out comes to about $18,000 per person every year.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And out of that, how much of the amount of $1 trillion, like, does Elon Musk get like 80% of it? Or?
He's trying.
He's trying to.
Yeah.
Letsgohelp.com, and that's
Right.
LESKO. Letsgohelp.com, and that's
Right.
LESKO
Right.
HELP.com.
Right.
And let me just go there right now so people can kind of
Okay.
see. I wish I could type. Go. Oh my gosh. I can't wait till we never have to see a typewriter. And I speak most of the time, like when I wrote my book, I spoke to the Google thing and all that kind of. I don't know how to do it when I'm talking to somebody else. I can't just start talking to the computer and tell it to come up with the site while you at the same time. So I have to. Right. So this is your. Oh, let me share it here, so people can see it. And sometimes I'm just slower than I need to be.
That's me.
There we go. There we go. Americans
Right.
need more money. Government giving out average of 18. There you said 1867 person. Here's how to get your share. Plus this month, you're giving away $75,000 of your own grant.
Yes.
How do we get your grants?
That's for members. What we do is take our profits, and we give about 40% of our sales goes back to members as profits, and so they apply for grants. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm really shocked I'm able to do that.
Right.
You know, I thought you had to be Jeff Bezos or somebody to do that, but no.
Yeah. I love it. This is a great site, great funnel. Talked about the payments to individuals, 4.84 trillion. Oh, this is some good stuff. And then you have all these testimonials and stuff. So you guys need to go to the site. You notice he has several different color suits. All his glasses go with his suit. So
Yes. No, I got a half a dozen glasses or so, yeah.
So you, like Matt Lefko, can never get LASIK. Because if you get LASIK, it takes away from your work.
Exactly. Oh, that's a fashion statement.
Yeah, well, I guess you can still wear the lenses that don't have prescriptions in
Yeah.
and still be able to do that. Well, this is great. I mean, we got green, red, blue, every kind of suit. But here's what I can promise you by listening to Matt today is he is 81 years old. And he is still doing everything in his power to help you achieve your goals and to achieve your purpose. And I just thank you for doing that. I thank you for so much enthusiasm. I thank you for your energy, and that you're able to get up every day with the purpose of, I'm going to go out and I'm going to help people, achieve their dreams. And I'm going to do it through a lot of it through the free economy,
That's right.
and which is huge because
That's right.
it's there. And we should be taking advantage of it. And so people just really don't have too many excuses other than they're just not willing to do what's out there that can help them do it. I mean, that's pretty much the bottom line is they'd rather watch, television shows, watch other people pretend and make a ton of money and pretending they're having life. They'd rather watch. And I'm not saying any of this, shows are bad or sports are bad. But I'm saying if you're broke and wishing that you could make more money or you're wishing you could live in your purpose and you're doing those things, if you know more about who's going to be playing in the Super Bowl this year and their stats than you know about your own kids, then
something's wrong.
we have an issue there as well. And so thank you again for taking your time to be on my show, and we'll get this out and we'll be able to help others as much as we can.
Great.
Matt, you've been on my TV for 50 years.
Right,
you've been in my life for 50 years. I finally get to thank you. I know I have at least one of your books somewhere. I'm not saying I didn't do anything. I try, and I have gotten some, especially when I was working in nonprofit.
Yeah.
I was able.
Well, you were helping other people
with
who need it. That was good. Well, thank you again. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
All right. You guys have a great day. Don't forget your God's greatest gift. He loves you if you allow him to. And we'll look forward to talking to you on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe and then do notifications because you're going to find somebody that you resonate with. You guys have a wonderful day.